Hey, it's Barb and Kim with Straightaway Travel, and we are on the Danube river cruising. So
there it is, right there.
We are going to take you on our adventure of 7 days on the Danube, so join us. So we stayed one night at the Hilton in the Castle District, and I want to show you our view. That's Fisherman's Bastion, which is actually was not used, but they built it as just a viewing spectacle. And then over there, of course, you have the Parliament building. So it is absolutely an amazing hotel. It is a little over $200 a night, and you are in the Castle District. So I will show you some of the Castle District next, but isn't that view stunning? Absolutely. We are right next to the Hilton and in the Castle District and looking at the Matthias Church, one of the most beautiful spectacles in the Castle District. You always want to have some euros, so you can just stop at the local ATM, you can read it in English, and then you can get out your money in euros. So off we go. Okay, another tip is that when you stop at your ports on your river cruise, you can bring back local wine, local beer, etc. So you have your cocktail hour on the river cruise, but then if you want wine afterwards, you can bring local wine on board. So I'm doing that at every stop. I'm not going to drink the whole wine, but we're going to do some wine tasting along the way. We are now taking an Uber over to our cruise ship. We are going to drop off our things and walk to the Budapest market before we set sail. So we just got dropped off, and notice how the ships, when they're docked, a lot of times there's two of them. So our ship is on the other side of this Riviera ship. So we get to walk through Riviera and then over to our ship, which is on the other side. And you can see, what it looks like right there with the two ships side by side. So they're coming up to get our luggage. We're gonna board, and then we're gonna walk to the market. If you did want to do anything on your own, there is a ton of public transportation that we can help you understand. We are walking to the big old Budapest market right now. We're in the market in Budapest, right by the port. And just to show you, you can get whatever you'd like to drink and bring it back on the ship. So if you want a late night, whatever, then you can bring it on, which is a really nice touch. It'll save you a lot of money as well. Make sure if you go to the Budapest market that you definitely check out the leather purses and you get some good Hungarian goulash. So we are getting on board by walking onto the Riviera River Cruise, and then we are going to take our tiny little bridge over to our Avalon Passion and check out our room and the ship and get ready to meet all of our forever friends and have an amazing cruise. So we'll just walk you through a little bit of the bar area where you're going to spend a lot of time in your cocktail hour or your afternoon tea, and in the evening watching live bands or listening to the DJ or phenomenal karaoke singers and just laughing a ton with your new forever friends. Okay, we just walked on the boat and literally check-in was 5 minutes. So let's take a look at our room. Now our room is facing the other ship. So as soon as we take off, we'll have the panorama window. But right now our panorama window is looking at the other ship. But we're gonna open up that glass pane when we take off and have the wind and the breeze. And I mean, what a view. And the nice thing, of course, Avalon, all of the beds face the window. So even in the evening, you can watch the land as we slowly float by beautiful castles and countrysides. So awesome. A quick toast with the captain and crew, and then we're off to dinner. Having dinner, first course, Caesar salad, just because I'm kind of plain and boring like that. But my second course is very, very authentic. So wait for that. As promised. So you got the Hungarian chicken, and I got the Hungarian noodles that you got the chicken and you got are Hungarian. All right, we're taking off. There's a top
Just look behind you,
ship.
the Green Bridge, the Liberty Bridge. Those are the lights I was waiting for. And then go to the Liberty Island. Or Liberty Island, when I say Liberty Hill. where you
Just
can port
gorgeous.
the ship. I prefer to call
All right, we're on the river. Okay, open it up.
So you're gonna open your panoramic window,
Got
which
it.
is ceiling to floor,
Got it.
wall to wall. So you're gonna push until it clicks, and then you're gonna push it again, which gives you a wide open space, and you are right here on the river.
Lovely. And it's the next morning. We're going to grab a quick omelet and off to our first adventure.
Online. We will have a short stop here with refreshments, and then we are following the blue track again all the way back to the city center. And here we will have lunch at the Renaissance, you know, this kind of medieval restaurant.
We are getting ready to hike to the castle. I have my earpiece on and my water bottle, Camelback. And our group leaders are counting everyone now before we hike up to the castle. Okay. You definitely have to be in decent shape to do this hike. There is, whoops, way down. Hard to kind of tell. It's pretty rough terrain. It's awesome, but be ready. All right, we made it to the castle ruins. And beautiful views of the Danube, and then we got to climb 200 stairs to the top of the castle. After the amazing hike, we headed back to the ship. There is always fresh water in your room. We had a phenomenal dinner, and then we headed up to the sun deck to go through the lock. So we are in the double lock, and we are waiting, and the water's going to go up and get us out. And then there's going to be another river cruise ship is going to come right next to us. I'm not sure which one that is, but that's why it's called a double lock, because there's going to be two river cruise ships going through the lock. Cool, right? So these river cruise ships have to go up and down through different elevations along the river, which is where the lock comes in. So it's a special chamber with gates at each end, and when the ship enters the lock, the gates close behind it, and then the water is either added or drained from the lock to get us through. So far, with all the activities in just a couple days, I'm assuming you realize it is very worth the money. I'm doing the insider's tour in Vienna, meaning like the local. So we have the market, and then we are going to go on the subway. So since I've already been to the Schönbrunn Palace, learned about the Hofburgs, I want to kind of dig into the hidden courtyards and artist enclaves and really kind of see the Vienna's creative pulse, including the Hundar House, which is shown here in just a second. Just a really, really cool architectural structure. Isn't that building cool? We then went to a baking class, then went back to the ship and got cleaned up for our classical music concert. This was an optional excursion at an additional cost, and because of the location of it, I wouldn't recommend this one. I do recommend a classical music concert at a cathedral or the palace, but this one was just okay to me. So we are at the Fine Arts Museum within the Imperial District. Back here is Mary Teresa, who was the most powerful woman in the Habsburg Empire. 16 children, all single births. So there's her statue. I'll turn that around. The Fine Art Museum is absolutely stunning and a must-do. Having the VIP access allowed us to get in early and go and look at all of the Rembrandts and stunning masterpieces without large crowds. They were amazing at explaining the history behind them and the artist's thoughts and personality as well. Highly recommend this tour. After we concluded at the art museum, I went back to relax, get some work done, and get ready for my optional afternoon excursion that was a hike through a vineyard and dinner. We boarded the motor coach and headed to the 19th district in Vienna for an amazing evening. Check it out.
She's not out yet.
The next morning, we arrived in Spitz, where many people went to an apricot vineyard. Other people went wine tasting. I got some work done before we then cruised to Grain, to the Clam Castle to meet the Count, and we had an amazing surprise there. We're walking to the Clam Castle. Who's playing at the Clam Castle? Melissa Etheridge.
Don't make me wait too long, honey. I could change my mind. Tell you that you don't know how much I feel or how much I can take. Just to reach you. Just to reach you.
So please.
What a night. The next morning we had breakfast. I hit the gym for a little bit, and then we did a cute little tour in Grain and saw a very old theater and just a quaint little town. The tour guides in every city are absolutely fantastic. It is the very best way to learn the history, the culture, all of the important facts of these places, which makes river cruising, again, so much worth the money.
Oh, crank it.
We had some choices of our second excursion of the day. I chose to go to Mauthausen concentration camp, which I just feel everyone needs to see one in their lifetime. Over 100,000 deaths happened there. It is grueling, but you need to understand what people went through to have empathy. It was extremely humbling and heartbreaking, but worth the trip. After a somber excursion, when I got on board, we were docked next to an Amish ship, and one of my favorite captains, Adrian, was there to say hello. It was so nice to see him. The next day we arrived in Ingolhartsel, and I chose to do a Trappist beer tasting and visit a Trappist monastery. The sad thing is that there's only one Trappist monk left, and in a few months he will no longer be a Trappist monk. He will just be a monk. So the Trappist beer will be going away, and I think we'll be down to only 5 or 6 in the world. So this was an incredible experience, seeing this beautiful monastery that's only there for people to visit. It's not in use anymore, and the beer was fantastic. When we got back on the ship, they treated us to lunch on the sun deck, which was fantastic, and then we got ready for our intense hike. The climb is a mile to the top, and it is very steep. So they put us in groups of how fast we thought we would go. I stayed with the Ferrari group.
Everyone
up front,
wave if you're in
and
the
some
Ferrari
people
group.
even ended up turning around. So they do make sure that they keep you at your fitness level.
We made it to the top.
It was just breathtaking.
It is a climb. This is where the Danube turns. About a mile up.
We are now sailing into Passau, Germany to conclude our week on the Danube. Again, I was on the Active and Discovery cruise on Avalon Passion, which I highly recommend. Extra hiking, extra biking, and canoeing options, but straightaway travel is your go-to for your river cruise needs. We know the ships, we know the itineraries, and we can't wait to help you get on the river. So is river cruising worth the money? Absolutely. You're not just paying for a trip. You're investing in a seamless, all-inclusive journey where the ship is your floating boutique hotel, and every stop is a story waiting to unfold. It's fewer crowds, stunning scenery at every bend, curated excursions that brings Europe's most charming towns to life for you. So no packing and repacking, no long bus rides, no stress, smooth sailing. Everything's included most of the time now. Not all river cruises have the same inclusions, which is why you need a professional at Straightaway Travel to help you curate your perfect itinerary. So we are here for you. We work with all the river cruise ships. We add no fees onto our services, and we help make your vacation perfect. Yes, it is totally worth the money to go on a river cruise. Honestly, I just wish I started sooner.